Forgetfulness by Andrew Kozma. The worst things that happened in my life, I don't really remember. I live in the present and always have. Put a few months between me and trauma and it isn't even really a memory anymore, but a tragedy that happened to someone else. And that other person, who definitely is not me, can get worked up about it if they want. Give me a shot of whiskey, let's have dessert, I'm done. At least I say that I'm done. I broke up a 10-year relationship 6 years ago, and the wounds are long scarred over. But there are songs that I use to reinfect myself with grief when I want to cry, to recall the sharpness of pain, like a knife cutting something heart-shaped from my chest. Relevant songs are Manchester Orchestra's The Gold, with the lines, "You believed you loved me," and "Lose your faith in me." And the Mystery Skulls, Endlessly, with the line, "I won't let them take you away from me." I recommend the songs, but they probably won't break you like they break me. The actual breakup was terrible. Not because of fighting, we never really fought. Not because of messiness, we were civil, everything divided equally. We didn't want to hurt each other. It was terrible because it was 10 years long and it fizzled and we became strangers. We remained friends from the start. We worked hard to remain friends. We tortured ourselves to remain friends. We remained friends so successfully that friendship was all that was left. Those storms of emotion that usually happen in the process of breaking up, they never broke. Instead, it was numbness. I forgot what it felt like to be in the dying throes of it, to feel a sort of bodily hopelessness that kept me in bed for hours, for an entire day, just imagining possible futures and then refusing to imagine them. Now it's in songs where those emotions live. Do I want to rip my heart out at the loss of something I lost forever? I play one of those songs that unlock the feelings and drown in loneliness and despair and nostalgia and the realization that what is broken remains broken, even if you glue it back together. Then the song ends, and so does my sadness. In the same way, I only truly experience the devastating loss of my father's death when I write about it in poems, and then read those poems to an audience and have to keep my voice steady and hold back tears, reciting words I'd written to intellectually understand his death. This meant that in the midst of a launch party of a book mostly about my father's death, reading poems to friends and strangers alike, suddenly his death finally made sense to me. It was real. It was unbearable. It was a hole I couldn't fill and definitely didn't want to try to fill on stage in front of people I was supposed to be entertaining. My father died when I was 24. It's been 25 years since then. Almost half my life was spent with my dad alive, yet my memories of him are gone. Maybe I never really had any. If you live with somebody all of your life, do you need memories of them? You don't need to remember when you can just go downstairs or join them for lunch or play soccer with them on Sundays. You don't need to remember what is and what always has been a part of your life. When he was gone, after the funeral, people would ask me if I was all right. I do a mental check for where grief should be. And where grief should have been, there was just a blank space waiting to be filled. So I told those kind people, yes, I'm all right. I put my dad's death into poems. I put my sense of loss into poems. I put my half-emptied life into poems. I read those poems to a crowd of people, and the poems turned back into the feelings that I'd hidden, those feelings I'd forgotten. I cried. They cried. And then I went on with my life.